information is provided. Never give you actual quantity. Right? Second thing, ratio का एक और definition है, simultaneously works with this. It is the most reduced form of a fraction. It is the most reduced form of a fraction. Most reduced form of a fraction. Understand this. For example, if I say there are two numbers which are in the ratio 10:6, is mathematically not a correct way of saying it. If I say two numbers are in the ratio 10:6, that means I can further simplify these numbers. So writing saying two numbers are in the ratio 10:6 is not a correct statement, right? This 5:3. This is the correct statement. Right? Now you cannot cancel it further. Right? So it is also the most reduced form of any fraction. Clear? This part definition is clear. Okay. So if I say there are two numbers in the ratio 5:3 and no additional information is given to you, so we cannot find the actual quantities in this case, right? But certain things we can identify from here. First is that whatever your number is will be a multiple of 8. Right? Whatever your number is, a multiple of 8. First number will be a multiple of 3, 5. And second number will be a multiple of 3. Right? Let's see. So I'll take a case. Ratio of two numbers is, let's say, 7:4. There are two numbers and the ratio is given as 7:4. And their sum, that means sum of those two numbers which we don't know, is given as 220, right? Then find the numbers. So how we solve this question? Let first number be 7x, right? And second number will be 4x. Then what we write, 7x plus 4x is equal to 220 given to you. And this will give you 11x is equal to 220, x is equal to 20. Once you get x is equal to 20, your first number is what? 7 into x, which is 140. And your second number is what? 4 into 20, which is equal to 80. Now, understand, so I know that you can solve this question, right? I have another method also, but understand something here. Why we are taking this number as 7x and 4x, right? Because when I say suppose there are two numbers, right? 10 and 6. But I don't know whether numbers are 10 and 6. I'll just say that numbers are 5 and 3. Two numbers are in the ratio what? 5:3. Actual number are, let's say, 10 and 6, and we don't know this, right? What we know that there are two numbers which are in what ratio? 5:3. So that means there is something common, some common factor was there between them, which I cancelled out. That's why I got 5:3. Na? This I don't know. There was some common factor between them, which I cancelled out. And because of that, I got 5:3. In this case, that common factor is what? 2. 2 5s are 10, 2 3s are 6. I cancel out 2, right? Since this question is given to you, and I don't know which factor was common, I have to multiply some unknown variable to it, x and x, right? And let's say, if they say two numbers who are in the ratio 5:3, their sum is 16. Suppose it is given that their sum is 16. So then I will have to take my number as 5x and 3x, which is 8x. And then we'll say that 8x is equal to 16 and x is equal to 2. So now I can identify the original number. In this 5, I multiply this 2. In this 3, I multiply 2. 3 2s are 6. 5 2s are 10. 10:6, right? A similar question can also be solved by ratio scale. This ratio scale is new concept to you because you have not done such kind of things in school days. So let us understand what is ratio scale and what is actual scale. Solving the question by using ratio and actual scale. Like in this question, what is given? There are two numbers, A and B. So you write ratio scale and actual scale. So on ratio scale, these numbers are in what ratio? How much? 7 and 4. And on actual scale, their sum is given as? On actual scale, the sum is given as 220. So on actual scale, their sum, right here you write sum, is given as 220, right? So on ratio scale, when you add these two numbers, it is equal to what? 11, right? So on ratio scale, their sum is 11. On actual scale, their sum is 220. So I have to find some number which I multiply with this so that I'll get 220. So 11 to how much is 220? 20, right? So that this is called multiplying factor. I have to multiply same number here and I have to multiply same number here. Right? Multiply 20 and 20 with both. That's called multiplying factor. So I can solve this question in this fashion as well as in this fashion. Right? Note this down. Done? In ratio, most important thing is continuous ratio. Questions on continuous ratio will come. So what is continuous ratio? What is continuous ratio? So I'll take an example, simple example, then one complex, 2, 3 complex example. Complex means slightly difficult. Suppose it is given that there are two numbers A and B in the ratio 1:2, and then B and C in the ratio 2:3. Then find A:B:C. Find A:B:C. What does it mean? It says that on ratio scale, when A is 1, B is how much? 2. On ratio scale, when A is 1, B is how much? 2. And when B is 2, C is how much? 3. So when A is 1, B is 2, and when B is 2, C is what? 3. So ratio of A:B:C is what? 1:2:3. But you will not get such kind of question always. So now suppose A:B is 1:2 and B:C is, let's say, 3:5, something like this, right? Now if I have to find out A:B:C, so when there are two ratios involved, right, it's still easy. What is common in this? B. B is common or not? Both. But the value of B is 3. Value of B is what? 2. I need same value of B. So what I'll do for this, I will multiply this value of B from second ratio, first ratio, and this 2 with second ratio. interchange, multiply the ulta values of B with both the ratios, right? What is 1 into 3? Is to 6. And this is 6 is to. So when A is 3, B is 6. And when B is 6, C is what? Then C, A is 3, B is 6, B is 6, C is what? 10. If you can further cancel it, do it. Otherwise, that is the answer. So what is the ratio of A is to B is to C? 3 is to 6 is to 10. Right? Can be extended. Can be extended. Can be extended out. Suppose given that A is to B is 1 is to 2, B is to C is 3 is to 5, and C is to D is 4 is to 7. Then if I ask you to find out A is to B is to C is to D, right? Find out A is to B is to C is to D. So in this case, finding the value of A and D is very simple. Right? So how to find out the value of A? So multiply all first values of the given ratios. That directly gives you the value of A. What is 4 into 3 into 1? Is 2. B is not known, C is not known, but we can also find out D directly. And how you get the value of D directly? Multiply this, right? All last values. So what is 7 into 5 into 2? Right, 70 here. Right, so you got A and D. Now, if I have to find out the ratio of A's to B, right, that means I have to find out the value of B. Logically, if I think, I'll still get the answer, right? Look at the first ratio. It says that when A is 1, B is how much? 2. But A is how much? 12. So B has to be double of that. Because if A is 1, B is 2. But A is how much? 12. So on ratio scale, A is 1, then B is 2. On actual scale, when A is 12, then B has to be. Is clear? Suppose you don't know this, right? Don't want to, or you don't like this thing. So then you write A is to B is given as what? 1 is to 2 originally, right? Value of A we have found, which is 12 by B is equal to 1 by 2. Cross multiply. So B is equal to how much? 24. See. Now, on ratio scale, if B is 3 part, then C is how many part? 5 part. But B is equal to 24. So mentally, if you do it, right? So if 24 is equal to 3 part, so 1 part will be equal to how much? 8, and 5 part will be equal to 40. Right? Now my question is, can you further simplify it? When you can simplify it, that means there is some factor which has to cancel all the values, right? Even. Something can cancel all these numbers. What is that? 6, 12. Then 6 has factor 2 and 3, but 35 does not have factor 2 and 3. So I cannot cancel it further, right? So answer is what? 6 is to 12 is to 20 is to 35. Right? Clear? This one is also clear? Okay. See, it says that on ratio scale B is 3, then C is how much? 5. But B is how much? 24, right? Can we say 24 is equal to 3 parts? One part will be equal to 8 or not. But I have to find out 5 parts. 5 part will be 8 5 or 40. Or you can do it this way. B by C. B is already 24. C, you don't know. Right? B on ratio scale is 3 by 5, 24 by 6, or let's say C. Then you can cross multiply and find it out. Similar fashion. And this can be extended for A, B, C, D, E, F. कितना भी कर सकते हैं इसको, राइट? 2-3 का मैक्सिमम आता है कैट में. Done? Done this? Okay. Can be extended for word problems as well. This whole thing can be extended for word problems as well. See, I say divide let's say 169 rupees 169 in the ratio 1 by 2 is to 1 by 3 is to 1 by 4. So what you are supposed to do, you are supposed to divide how much rupees? 169 rupees. In what ratio? 1 by 2 is to 1 by 3 is to 1 by 4. Right? Now how to do it? Let's try to understand this. See, this is fraction. Earlier we have solved integers. So you have to bring your fraction into integers. How you can bring your fraction into integers? First you have to do this. So let's say ABC, right? Which is what? 1 by 2, 1 by 3 and 1 by 4. First you take LCM of denominator. What is LCM of 4, 3 and 2? 12. LCM is 12. First step is what? Take LCM of denominator, which is what? 12. Now, which is 12 in this case. Now multiply this 1 by 2 with 12, 1 by 3 with 12, 1 by 4 with 12. So this will give you what? 6. This will give you what? 4. And this will give you what? 3. Now this is on ratio scale. You will get the value of A, B, C as what? A is 6, B is 4 and C is what? 3. So when you add them on ratio scale, their sum is how much? But there is an actual scale also. On actual scale, what is their sum? 169. So 13 into how much is 169? 13, 13 square is 169. So multiply this with 3. So 3 13s are, sorry. 39. 4 with 13, 2, 70. So these are the actual money received by A, B, and C. Actual money received by right. Clear to all of you this one? Okay. Just 1 second. The ratio questions I'm doing now. Given that A is to B is 3 is to 4, then we have to find out the value of 2A plus 3B over 3A plus 4B. Right? See, the given thing is in ratio and the thing which you have to find out is also in ratio. कुछ मत करो, A की जगह 3 डाल दो, B की जगह 4 डाल दो, फाइनल आंसर में भी रेशियो ही निकालना है आपको. क्या करोगे? 2 A की जगह 3 प्लस 3 B की जगह 4, नीचे 3 B प्लस 6 plus 12, 9 plus 16, 18, 25 is your answer. If the given thing is the ratio and final answer is also in ratio, then simply find out the ratio values, right? Clear this one? Okay. Now, let A, B, and C, sorry, let A and B are in given ratio. Let's say there are two numbers A and B, they are already given ratio, right? A is to B. Then if I ask you to find out duplicate ratio of this and subduplicate, triplicate, subtriplicate. Duplicate ratio is nothing but A square is to B square. Duplicate मतलब square कर देना. Subduplicate में take the square root of A is to square root of B. Triplicate में A cube is to B cube. and subtriplicate cube root of a is to cube root of. So duplicate, subduplicate, triplicate, subtriplicate. बाद में कर देना चाहने वालों को मैसेज, बोल दो उसको पढ़ाई कर रहा हूँ अभी। सामने वाला है, सामने वाली कौन? Okay, this is clear to all of you? Duplicate, subduplicate, triplicate, subtriplicate. So there is a question on this. It says that the question is, if x plus 16 is to four x plus 20, x plus 16 is to 4x plus 20, is triplicate ratio of 3:4, then find x. Right? मतलब ये जो है इसका ट्रिप्लीकेट रेशियो दिया है। देखो अगर नंबर है 3:4, उसका ट्रिप्लीकेट रेशियो विल बी व्हाट? ट्रिप्लीकेट रेशियो विल बी व्हाट? 27:64. The 27:64 is also given as x plus 16 upon 4x plus 20 or not? ट्रिप्लीकेट रेशियो दिया हुआ है, तो ट्रिप्लीकेट रेशियो ऑफ 3:4 is basically 27:64, which is equal to this. Now you can write this as 27/64, and this is x plus 16 by 4 common bracket x plus 5. 4 cross multiply and get the answer. Cross multiply at x plus 5, 27 bracket x plus 5 should be multiplied with 16 bracket x plus, so it is 27x plus 27 5s are 135, 16x, 16 square 256. So you can get the answer. एक काम था यार, फोटो कॉपी दे देता हूँ मैं, उसको भेज देता हूँ, रख लो। दे दो, आपको भेजता हूँ, बताता हूँ कहाँ से निकालना है। नहीं नहीं, ऐसे ऐसे में कैंसिल नहीं होता है, क्रॉस में कैंसिल नहीं होते। ये 4 जब देखो 4 जो है ना ये ऐसे कैंसिल हो सकता है। एक नंबर है, यू हैव लेट्स से you have 27/15 is equal to 9/11, राइट? तो अगर इक्वल टू का साइन है तो ऐसे में कैंसिल हो सकता है, नीचे वाला नीचे से, ऊपर वाला ऊपर से, 9 3 20, ये कैंसिल हो सकता है। अगर ऐसा होता 27/15 इंटू 9/11 तो क्रॉस में कैंसिल होता है। झाले कोंकणी पूछा यार मैंने। Done? Right? Clear this one? Next is given that there are 30 employees in a company. 30 employees in a company. The ratio of male to female is 8:7. And how many female employees have to be recruited so that ratio becomes 1:1. This is the question, right? कन्वेंशनल अप्रोच से करोगे तो आंसर आएगा, और शॉर्टकट से करोगे तो भी आंसर आएगा. कैसे? देखो, रेशियो स्केल पे मेल इज टू फीमेल कितना है? 8:7. यू राइट 8 हियर, राइट 7 है. ऐड करोगे तो 15, but total is 30, so 15 into 2 is 30, right? 7 into 2 is what? 14. 8 into 2 is what? 16. You want the ratio to become how much? 1:1. If you want their ratio to become 1:1, you need same number of females. How many females do we have? 14. How many males do we have? So how many females we need? 2. So how many more people we have to recruit? 2 more people. So that the ratio becomes equal. Understood? All of you understood? Next is, we'll do the more problem on this. I'll cut to getting the worksheet. Second topic in this is proportion. Right? Second topic which we have here is proportion. So what is proportion? The definition of proportion is nothing but equality of ratios. एग्जाम्पल समझाता हूँ कि व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ प्रोपोर्शन, व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ इक्वालिटी ऑफ रेशियोज. सपोज तुम लोग चाय बनाना आता है, यू गैस नो हाउ टू मेक टी, राइट? चाय बनाना तो आता होगा सबको. हमारे घर में 2 लोग आते हैं, राइट? और तुम 2 लोगों को चाय बना के पिलाते हो. सपोज 3 स्पून शुगर लगती है, लेट्स से 1 स्पून टी डालते हो उस पर, ठीक है, चाय पत्ती. रेशियो ऑफ शुगर इज टू टी कितना हुआ? 3:1. अब नेक्स्ट दिन तुम्हारी चाय इतनी अच्छी लगती है कि वो लोग 4 आ जाते हैं पीने. मोहल्ले वालों को बुला लेते हैं कि अच्छा चाय बनाता है, चलो उसके और पीने चलो. तुम क्या करो? भगाना है तो चीनी चाय पत्ती कुछ मत डालो, पानी दे देना उबाल के. लेकिन मैथमेटिकली अगर सोचना है तो अगर 2 लोगों के लिए 3 स्पून टी डाला है, राइट, 4 लोगों के लिए कितना डालेंगे? 6 स्पून, राइट, ऑफ शुगर एंड 2 स्पून ऑफ टी, राइट, टी में चाय पत्ती. तो यहाँ पर शुगर इस टू टी का रेशियो कितना है? 3:2. यहाँ भी कितना है? 3:1. मतलब if I take this ratio which is also 3:1, and if I write this as 6/2 which is also 3:1, so when both ratios are equal we say that they are in proportion. हम लोग ना proportion में डालो. This is called equality of ratios, right? तो ये तुम लोग स्कूल में ऐसे नहीं समझाया हो ना, इसलिए तुमको बता दिया. किसी को समझाना प्रोपोर्शन तो ऐसे समझा दो. ओके, सो इफ A is to B is equal to C is to D, right? Then we say that they are in proportion. And how we write this? We write A is to B is in proportion with C is to D. So here A and D are called extreme value. B and C are called mean value. Such that product of extreme is equal to product of, means AD is equal to BC. Right? You can also rewrite the same thing as A by B is equal to what? C by D. देखो क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई करो तो क्या आएगा? AD, what do you get? BC. सेम ही चीज आता है. दिखता ही नहीं यार ये मोबाइल. Understood? Clear? हरीश, मैंने तुमको 2 चीजें भेजी है, एक इस नंबर से, एक दूसरे नंबर से. ठीक 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 ठीक. दूसरा भेजना नहीं है, दूसरा वो मेरा घी आया है, जरा उसको चेक करवाना है आ गया कि नहीं. हाँ ठीक ठीक. Right? But it's clear. In this, when we write this in this fashion, this is called first. This is called first proportional, second proportional, third proportional, and fourth proportional. We call it, right? But sometimes they'll say that A, B, C are in proportion, right? If A, B, C are in proportion, if A, B, C are in proportion, if A, B, C are in proportion, then you write this as A is to B is in proportion with B is to C. This is how we write. क्योंकि तीन ही नंबर है, राइट? बीच वाले को दूसरा डबल बार लिखना है. And here this square is equal to AC. Same as product of mean is equal to product of extreme. So in this, B is called mean proportional. A is called first proportional and C is called third proportional. Right? Note this also down. And then now, any doubt in this? Right? Now there is something which you should know. पहले पढ़ा हुआ है तुम लोगों ने. Right? If there are two ratios, an equality of ratios are given, this is how we represent. There are 5 operations. First is alternando. In alternando, what we do? We either interchange this or this, not both, right? So if suppose you interchange A and D, so this will become D by A, sorry, D by B is equal to C by A. So what happens even if you are applying alternando, the equality remains same. The sign of equal to will not change. Second is called invertendo. So invertendo, what happen? You interchange this, right? So it will become what? B by A, and this will become D by C. It's called invertendo, right? Third is called componendo. What is componendo? In this A by B and C by D, you add 1 to both sides, right? So this will become A plus B by B, and this will become C plus D by B. It's called componendo. Fourth is called dividendo. Fourth is called dividendo. So what is dividendo? In dividendo, you subtract 1 from the given ratio. So A by B minus 1 is equal to C by D minus 1. So it will become A minus B by B and C minus D by D. It's called dividendo. And fifth is called componendo and dividendo together. So in componendo and dividendo, this same thing can be written as A plus B over A minus B and C plus D over C minus D. Called componendo and dividendo. बाकी तो पता नहीं, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. मैसेज पढ़ाई करके
नहीं रहे क्वेश्चंस।
कौन से नहीं हो रहे? इनइक्वालिटी, कुछ और छोड़ो, एलआर करो। व्हेन यू गेट बोर डू एलआर। तो बोर हो जाए इंग्लिश, ज्यादा बोर हो जाओ तो जाओ कहीं घूम के आ जाओ। और क्या, 5-10 मिनट घूम के आ जाओ, 15 मिनट बस स्टैंड पे जाके खड़े हो जाओ, देखो लोग कैसे बिहेव करते हैं। अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस होता है, देखना चाहिए क्या कैसे मूव हो रहे हैं, क्या सोच रहा है आदमी, थॉट प्रोसेस डेवलप होता है। समटाइम तो आई ट्रेवल बाय ट्रेन फॉर दिस रीजन ओनली। फ्लाइट में क्या सब सोफिस्टिकेटेड रहता है आदमी। फ्लाइट यू हैव ऑल सोफिस्टिकेटेड पीपल, डोंट टॉक ओनली। कभी कभार करते हैं, गुजराती फ्लाइट में चढ़ जाओ तो बात करते रहते हैं। हाँ वो खाना में खिला देंगे, ढोकला खमण। या फिर महाराष्ट्र में ये जलगांव वलगांव साइड वाली, ये लोग एयर होस्टेस साथ ही बात करने लगते हैं, जरी वही अनकंफर्टेबल हो जाती है, क्या है। दिल्ली दिल्ली वाले तो यहाँ आएंगे पियेंगे तोड़ेंगे फोड़ेंगे तब करते हैं हरकत। फ्लाइट में सोफिस्टिकेटेड रहते हैं, गाना लगा लेंगे सुनते रहेंगे, पता नहीं क्या सुनते हैं। यूपी वालों को चल मौका ही नहीं मिलता है फ्लाइट पे चढ़ पाने का। ऑनलाइन जाएगा कोई सुनेगा यूपी वाला, मेरे को ही गाली देगा, मैं खुद यूपी का हूँ। कम बेटो बेटो, कॉम्पोनेंटो डिविडेंडो क्लियर। इसमें बस इतना ही है, लेकिन सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट ये है कहाँ लगता है, विल डू फ्रॉम क्वेश्चन टू क्वेश्चन। और एक लास्ट चीज बताता हूँ, वो है वेरिएशन। वेरिएशन पे कैट ने 4-5 बार क्वेश्चन पूछे। दे हैव आस्क्ड क्वेश्चंस ऑन वेरिएशन नॉट वंस बट 3 to 4 times, और सिमिलर टाइप का क्वेश्चन पूछा है, स्मॉल चेंज इन दी वैल्यूज। राइट, वेरिएशन। हाँ तुम लोग पीछे जाओ, अरे जाना है ना, चल कल लेता हूँ तुम्हारा क्लास, निकल जाओ तुम लोग, डाउट्स लेता हूँ। आज तो मैंने ऐसे ही तुमको बुलाया था कि गैस कम एंड सॉल्व, सिट एंड सॉल्व। कल हाँ क्या चीज, 15-20 डाउट्स हैं, कितने? साउंड ही ऑन नहीं किया और क्या रिकॉर्ड कर रहा हूँ।